Black God perspective. Well, hello and good morning to everyone. We're just going to get right into it. I want to say hi. I hope that everybody had an outstanding weekend. Today, we're going to be looking at a few news stories that I just wanted to bring directly to you. One is a bit curious to me, and maybe you guys out there will be able to help me along with it, as I'm not really sure what to think about it. One is the one we're going to end on, and I think that it is an excellent bit of news. We are really, I think this is a treat. I think some of the news that we have today is a treat. Some, again, I'm gonna tell you before I get into it which one I need you to help me along with. And I think we'll start with that one. We're going to deal with the quote unquote coup of Burkina Faso. Now, they've taken the president there and held him. Uh, I don't know how long the brother gonna be held down, but one thing I will tell you is he's nowhere near. Let's get into the story, and then I'm gonna ask you guys that may know some of the history that's taken place over the years. As I've done a little bit of digging on my own, I sort of wonder exactly where this truly does play into the scheme of things when we look at the natural resources that are there, how many times they've been flipped over, how many times they've had their coups and all this other stuff. But it's the resources there that amaze me. And so I know that a lot of you do a lot of history, and you look into a lot of things, and maybe you can help me gain some good understanding. Nonetheless, Burkina Faso's president is held by mutinous soldiers. Now, the mutiny came a day after the latest in a series of protests calling for the president's resignation. It's President Kabore. Now, they are saying that they are upset with the handling of the Islamic insurgency. Now, the country itself is predominantly Islamic, according to what I've been able to see. But Burkina Faso's president, Kabore, is being held by mutinous soldiers. Two of the rebellious soldiers told the Associated Press. I think this is so amazing how these cats get a hold of really big name press. Now, y'all do know that it don't blow my mind, right? Okay, let's just get it together. So they had a conversation early Monday, and they didn't say where the president was being held, but that he was being safe. And there were gunshots that were being heard late on Sunday night near the president's residence. And in the early hours of Monday, a battle took place out at the presidential palace, where a helicopter flew overhead. The roads of the capital were emptied Sunday night, except for the checkpoints heavily guarded by the mutinous soldiers, and the state news station RTB was heavily guarded on Monday morning. Fighting began on Sunday when soldiers took control of the, it looks like Lamizana Sangule military barracks at the capital. The civilians drove into town to show their support for the rebellion. That's what they think. These things always query me. How they write these stories and say, well, this is what they were doing. Did y'all jump out and ask these people? Anyway, let me stop, because I know somebody, man, why don't you just read the story? Because I got questions like you do. So the mutiny came a day after the public demonstration called for Kabore's resignation, the latest in a series of anti-Kabore protests, as anger has mounted over his government's handling of the Islamic insurgency. The government has not made a statement since Sunday, when the Minister of Defense held a state broadcaster's RTB conversation with everybody. Now, they do say that a few barracks have been affected by the unrest, not only in that area or the capital, but also other cities too. And he, the Minister of Defense, denied, however, that the president has been detained by the mutineers, even though Kabore's whereabouts was unknown. Now, he has been leading the Burkina Faso since he was elected in 2015. After a popular uprising ousted the longtime strongman, President Compaore. Now, he was in power for nearly 3 decades. I want to tell you what my question is that you guys can help with, but let me read this last paragraph, and then I want you guys to let me know in the chat some things that I may not know. So, Kabore was reelected in November of 2020 for another 5-year term, but frustration has been growing at his ability to stem the spread of jihadist violence across the country, attacks linked to Al Qaeda and is and the Islamic State group are escalating, killing thousands and displacing more than an estimated 1.5 million people. The military has suffered losses since the extremist violence began in 2016, and in December, more than 50 security forces were killed in the Sahel region, and 9 security forces were killed in the Center North region in November. Now, I know that we're looking at this and it seems that that is a big distraction, right? But when I look at this country's resources, they are off the chain. They are really, really off the chain. They've got it. I mean, this whole area, that whole group. Hello, Joy Trujillo, Lisa R., as well as Charlie and Sandy Aaron. It's just amazing to me to see how much this country has as far as resources. And I also query a little bit sometimes when they tell us these stories here in the West about how poor and how downtrodden these countries are. Good morning, Valerie, when I see that, yeah, they are a little, downtrodden, but then you go and you look at how much the resources are there. Now, this morning, really early, I pulled some of what their natural resources are, and I also looked at how much France has involved. And I really think that if a lot of the countries that are over there were just simply left alone and allowed to do what they needed to do to take care of themselves, they would be, far better than anything else. Now, it's Burkina, the Mali, and the Mauritania, as well as Niger region. Now, Niger means a lot to me because I understand who Niger was occupied by several thousands of years ago. But with all that said, in 2000, the mineral sector played a minor role in Burkina Faso's economy. Now, mind you, this is not their original name. As you can imagine, they've changed names quite a few times. And I just look at how France's hand is everything. Their hand is in everything. Now, it does say that the gross domestic product, or the GDP, was based on purchasing power parity in 1999, and it was at 12.4 billion. Their exports, get this, their exports in 1999 was $255 million, led by cotton, which accounted for more than half of the total exports, and gold. Burkina Faso's population in July of 2000, as an example, was estimated to be 11.9 million people, and that comes from the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency. They state that in Burkina Faso in 2000, their economy was really booming. The government agency responsible for mining the gold in 1997 was a French company. Now, they've also divvied out all of their gold and all of the monies that are coming from them. All of that's divvied out between Canada and the United Nations. All of these different groups, I should say, have had their hand in this location. And I don't know, even the United Kingdom, all of Japheth's people, all of Japheth has had their hand over here. Wow. All of Japheth has had their hands over here. And if you don't know what I mean, check it out, because as I look at this, my eyes touched the paper when I saw how much stuff they had. Now, Niger, which is a part of that region, as far as location is concerned, it's not the same country, okay? Niger's uranium mining dominated Niger's mining sector as early as the year 2000, and their overall economy was led by their agriculture, looking at that area, not that country, all right? So when I see all of this and I see all of the money that these countries have down inside of their ground, I mean, way deep, deep, deep undercover, it really is disturbing to see how the pictures that we get are these poor, poor people. Well, because not only has their country installed people from the West, and I say that the installations of their leaders are from the West, right? Because they will take one person, raise that person up, and we'll think it's somebody new. When we look at them, they've had their studies in far, far lands. The guy Maurice, I forgot his last name, but um, he was one of their leaders at one point. And at that one point, I noticed that he had the tribal markings along the right side of his mouth, which tells me exactly what I just said is correct. That they will go and they'll pull somebody and they will take them, educate them, and re educate them, in other words, teach them what they want them to know, how they want them to handle things, the finances, the monies, the natural resources. They will westernize these individuals, give them this quote unquote democracy leaning, and then after they do that, they can take anything and everything they want, and thereby having a nice, really corrupt leadership is what it ends up looking like. Um, and so, yeah, yeah. Now, listen to this. There was a gold mine that they had poured boatloads of money into it. And I'm going to read this paragraph to you. It says the Poro gold mine was closed in 1999 despite the completion of a $11.6 million rehabilitation project in 1997 that had been financed by the European Union. The mining minister said that the mine had to be closed owing to low gold prices, the Chamber of Mines of South Africa stated. Now, on September the 2nd of 1999, Burkina Faso closes the gold mine. The business day in Johannesburg accessed September 14th, 2001, and I will leave you guys the link in the actual finished video so that you guys can pull that up on your own. But the mine was owned by the Sanhalian Gold Fields Incorporated of Canada and had the remaining resources of, get this, 450 metric tons at a grade of more than 12 grams per metric ton of gold. Numerous other mining companies had gold interests in Burkina Faso in 2000. Some of them were the Ashanti Gold Fields, of course, of Ghana, but we know who runs Ghana. Okay, another company out of Canada, and Clough Mining out of the United Kingdom. Coronation International Mining, again out of Canada, and the Delta Gold Limited out of Australia. Echo Bay Mines out of the United States. Well, why are we not shocked? Which is the real reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I smell their hand in everything. Huge River Gold Mines Limited of Canada, the Orezone Resources of Canada. So it's no wonder why they're constantly having unrest and they're constantly having these coups. All right? Yeah. In 1999, Billiton of the United Kingdom sold to Metrox Limited of South Africa its 90% holdings of the Percoa zinc deposit, which is located in western Burkina Faso. The government of Burkina Faso owned the remaining 10%. Percoa is a high-grade zinc ore deposit, still in development with resources of 7 million metric tons, at a grade of 17.6% zinc, at a cutoff grade of 10% zinc. Planned production levels are 60,000 metric tons per year of zinc with an estimated mine life of 15 years. And in 2000, Metrorex Limited was seeking investment in the infrastructure needs, such as water supply, roads, power deposit, and it's located within 30 kilometers of an already existing railway line. December 14th of 2000, this particular company was poised to enhance delivery release Press release. Okay, so this was written 21 years ago. Can you imagine what off the chainness is really going on right now? Can you imagine what off the chainness is going on right now? Let's say hello to some folks before we go on to the next story. And remember, this is just our great morning. I got my cup of coffee. I hope that you do too. I hope y'all got your coffee. I'm going to go back up here and say hey to everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone that is watching from Headlines with a Voice. I want to tell you I appreciate all of you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all of you over there at Headlines with a Voice who have joined TLP Headlines with a Voice on Patreon. That means so much to me because that means you're getting the items that I'm posting over there. And I want everybody to, from time to time, look at that. All right? So I thank you guys. I want to say hello to Shock Rankin Black. Peace, he says. Lisa Hall, good morning. Joy Trujillo, love you too, baby. And Charlie Sigler, hello. Sandy Aaron, hey. Hey. Prozac says, Prozac, Dr. 3 a.m. Baby, I'm not even going to read your name, but hey. Daryl Calhoun, hello from Bloomington, Indiana. And Mark Schumann, how are you today? Deplorable Aussie, what happened to Nancy Morganhart? Baby, you are almost a year behind. Oh, you poor thing. My sister passed away last year, okay? All right, so Joy is here. All right. And why haven't you been watching her channel in a year, almost? Deplorable. That's not good. Come on, baby. Get it together. Alrighty, Valerie, we said hey. And who else do we have here? We said hey to Daryl. Yep. Spirited Woman, good morning. All right, so we're going to get right into some more news. R. Taylor, may the Lord Most High bless you all. Stand firm. He's right beside you. That's a great Monday morning message. M. Leslie, how are you? It's so good to see you. Rolf, how are you? Yeah, I know, Rolf. And that's the reason why I'm really not going into that whole thing. Because I know and you know and everybody else knows. Okay? Everybody else knows exactly what this is. You're protecting, not you, but they are protecting the information that's ennobled over there. I mean, we just saw somebody set up and say, well, how they boastfully said, yeah, if you don't have X done by this hour, then you're not getting any money. So now you want us to believe that all of y'all who saw that, just ignore it. That's what they want us to do. They want everybody who ever saw that recording with his knee crossed, sitting back, relaxed, showing that he had the control, that he had the money, that if you don't do as we say, this is going to happen. You're an extended arm of the United States. You both start with a U. I think that if we go in to intervene in anything over there that is makeshift or otherwise, and you know what? Let me finish this statement, then I'm going to say this, that we're going to have our butts handed to us. Right. Because you're not going to strut around there with no Manolo Blahniks, lipstick, and testosterone in that region and think you're going to come up with something. Yeah, that's what I said. All right, so we're going to get into the next story because, I don't even, for all we know, it's probably not even going on. But anyway, I digress. All right, so here we are. Here's another story, and here is the good story. All right, here's a good story. Yeah, I'm going to go to the good story because I was going to tell you guys about Boris. I keep calling that man Boris Yeltsin. I was going to talk to you guys about Boris Johnson. And he's got a lot of nerve warning anybody about anything. But now that we're on the topic, and I've sort of led us there, let's just go ahead and get it. So, according to Boris Johnson, Boris Johnson warns Russian invasion would be disastrous. Why? Y'all ain't going to send nobody. And when y'all get in the heat of things, all you're going to do is turn around and run. That's it. So let's just stave off all of the conversation about the candy bar. And now we go into this. so that everybody's attention can be here. Meanwhile, other areas that need to be handled or destabilized are being overthrown by militias and militant groups and other things of that nature. And all the resources that are there, like uranium, all of the resources that are in other countries, like gold. Okay? Now, don't forget something. Gold is not just important because you can trade it. Gold is also important because that's how you make these spaceships and that's how you make these ships. Whether they get beyond the Van Allen belt or not is of no consequence, but that's how you build them. You must have gold. So let's not forget that all of these resources, while they're unstabilizing all these other places, shifting out people like, pawns on a chessboard, let's not forget that all of the resources are being divvied out and used. Now we're paying attention to this, which we know already what the outcome is. But we're not paying attention to all of the resources that are being pulled together for whatever the reason. Zinc? Come on now. We just heard zinc. Anyway. All right, so the Prime Minister, Boris Yeltsin, I keep calling this man Boris Yeltsin. Who cares? Boris Johnson has warned Russia that invading the Ukraine would be disastrous and a painful, violent, bloody business. Boy, bye. Speaking as the Foreign Office pulled some embassy staff out of Ukraine, the Prime Minister said the situation is pretty gloomy, but war was not inevitable. How do you know, Fatty? How do you know what's inevitable? Because you guys have all had a conversation and all you're doing is sitting in the middle of the bullpen, kicking your feet back, throwing up all the dust, like a bad bulldog in the middle of the dog patch, kicking up all the dust and you ain't gonna do nothing? Okay, but war was not inevitable. That's why you can talk so big and bad. Anyway, it continues with, he said that the UK was leading on creating a package of economic sanctions against Russia. Russia don't care. Defense weaponry is being supplied to Ukraine, Mr. Johnson said. Well, boy, I bet if the Ukrainian people could speak for themselves. He added that the UK stood four square with the people of Ukraine. Russia had, okay, I gotta say it. Listen, you guys gotta meet me on Twitch because this is driving me bats that I can't say what I want to say. So let me show you where I am because I really need to say some stuff. Let me show you where I am on Twitch because, baby, I got a lot to say, and I tell you right now, I cannot be stifled. I really can't. Here I am on Twitch. For you guys who want to find me, this is Twitch right here. All right? This is Twitch. This is where I am. Let me give you right now the link so that you will have it for yourself. Because when I tell you that this stuff stinks to high heaven and that the only thing that I can tell you is what they say is a bunch of BS, I need to let you understand that the reason why this is the way that it is specifically because they know what they got going on over there. You're only seeing what they want you to see. That's a problem. That's a big problem. When you only know the information that your captor gave you, y'all running this joint, and you only want me to think the way you want me to think, I cannot. Whew. Let's go on to something else because I got to get off of this boy. But the point that I'm making with you guys is they're gearing up for something that they want you to be in agreement with. And the dangerous part of being in agreement with this is that you have no idea what the real deal is. Okay? You have no idea. Most of us do. But the fact is that this is all contrived. It's lies. It's not real. Okay? The piece of it is that if this cat goes in there, he goes in there. But all of the boastering and all the big bad talking ain't nothing but talk, and none of it means anything to us anymore. Because you see, we are now looking at our military, at our veterans who cannot take care of themselves, who sit on waiting lists to get assistance from a government that sent them into different interactions and pretty much just left them wounded. Continuous mental battles that they go through every single day, that vets go through every single day, whether or not they understood what was the truth about what they were going into. They believed that they were standing up for their country. They believed that they were doing a noble thing, that they were going out to fight for a noble cause. That's what they believed. Now, it doesn't matter what you know, okay? Because you're not the one sitting there without the legs. You're not the one sitting there with shrapnel in your body, okay? You're not the one sitting there that has PTSD and a whole bunch of other stuff, alcoholism and all these other things, simply because you believed in your country. I was like that. My father was Air Force. Husband did military. Brothers, military. Engineers, all of them. Okay? All right? My father went to UCLA, psychiatry. He taught, he learned, he went to school for psychiatry and engineering. Double majors, okay? So I understand how it feels to love a country so much that you really do believe in them, that you literally would put the United States flag on your front lawn. You would put it right there at your front door. I would. That was me. Lived on military bases. So these people that are not getting any assistance, they're lying and saying we take good care of them, but they've depleted them. They don't give them anything. They don't take care of them at all. So now that you have that in your mind, you understand why I feel the way that I do about the garbage that they kick in. It's trash and lies and ways to get all of us uproared. Yeah, go America. Please, went America. Y'all got us sitting over here in the cut looking at y'all with our arms folded like, word? For real? Really? You care? You're rushing over there and you're pretending that it's a real big thing going on. Meanwhile, y'all all kicking back, throwing back some schnapps. While you got us all over here, all tense. Y'all quit being tense about this stuff. Take it to God in prayer. Take it to y'all in prayer. All tense and uproared, and you can't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Y'all know. Don't say nothing about the big bozo shoes sitting behind the tree. You see bozo's shoes, but you're not supposed to say anything. And if you don't say anything, you are right along with bozo. You complicit. I ain't. Sorry. I ain't. I ain't. I ain't. And this is absolutely terrible. This is terrible that you cannot watch. I don't watch the cable television. If I watch TV, I'm watching oldies. Okay, on occasion, I may see a little old McHale's Navy. I watch MASH every now and then. I like, old stuff, right? Old shows. And it breaks my heart that every single commercial is like a 1 minute commercial, 2 minute commercial telling us to give to the poor veterans that are, wounded. And you got wounded fighting for an ideal that you believed in, only for them to show you what they really think of you, what they throw you to the side. So I have a problem. I have a problem with us constantly getting in all of this garbage when the lies don't work no more. You can't convince us no more. I remember praying for my husband when they moved him out in the middle of the night, when it went from Operation Desert Shield, and I woke up one morning and it was Desert Storm, and I hit my knees. Because you know that these people are going over there and they are doing what they are doing because they believe. They believe. I used to have a phrase that I used to tell people. I love this country. I used to say, I love my country, and if you cut me, I'm going to bleed red, white, and blue. And my right hand is to y'all right now. I'm not lying. I used to say that. I say, if you cut me, I will bleed red, white, and blue. I love this country. It was because I had lived in other countries and I had gone to other places, and I saw how wonderful this place was. When I juxtaposed what I had seen in other lands, and I saw how wonderfully free at that time we were. And by sheer juxtaposition, I can reflect now, and I see that we have become exactly like the countries that I long to get orders to leave from. I wanted my husband to send me home. Let me go home when you go over there. And he did. He got orders. They cut them and they let me come back because he was in in Desert Shield. But now that I'm looking at us and I see the deterioration of our very freedoms that people really did fight for back, Civil War, all that other stuff, okay? It just makes me really, really sad. It makes me even more sad when I hear the ignorance and the rhetoric from people when they talk negatively about this land and they have no love for it. And it's based out of information that people have shoveled them. See, it's a difference. Because what I'm sharing is not necessarily about, this place is terrible. This place is racist. This place is this and that. This place is this and that. Every place got problems. Get on with that. I'm not talking about that. Talking about the fact that we actually allowed communist organizations to take up residence in our great nation. I'm talking about the fact that if you pull it up, you can find different organizations listed in places like Massachusetts and places like, Michigan and different places. They have actual chapters right here. I'm talking about the fact that we've allowed that poison to seep out of those halls and onto the streets, and from the streets into the neighborhoods, from the neighborhoods right into the school systems. And the school systems did the rest. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's go. All right, so here's another story. Here's another story that I don't know how to slice it. I just know that, my mama, she pays a lot of money for her prescription drugs. And I think that it's a shame, but it's a good thing, that Mark Cuban, not necessarily a fan of his, but I'm going to just tell it like it is. Okay? The guy did something. He did something. Mark Cuban now has Cost Plus, the drug company. So I'm bringing it to you and I'm letting you see this. And you can make your decision on what you think about it. All right? You can make your decision on what you think. All right? That's just it. Now, let me read you a story. And then I'm going to, like a nosy window shopper, go through this website together. I ain't got no fear, so if y'all can't find me, you look for me. You hear me? Yeah, that part. Okay, so it's the story that we're reading is coming from this thing called Deadspin. Sports news, I guess it is. But I saw it early this morning and I sent it to the printer and I was like, Oh, actually, wait a minute. Ronnie Mann sent me this. I saw it early this morning when I rolled over and opened up one eyeball, and then I sent it to the printer. And then when I came in here to get my coffee, I pulled it off the printer. So shout out to my brother Ronnie Mann for this story from Deadspin. All right. It's quite a country when Mark Cuban, not Congress, will give Americans cheaper prescription drug, the story written by Grace McDermott says. When universal health care fails to pass Congress, is what the story says, there's always Mark Cuban to fall back on. The billionaire Dallas Mavericks owner launched the online pharmacy this week in order to combat the price gouging of prescription drugs by large pharmaceutical companies. Mark Cuban, Cost Plus Drug Company, will offer more than 100 generic drugs that will be purchased directly from the manufacturers and sold online with a 15% markup across the board and a small pharmacist fee. For context, the pharmaceutical companies generally mark up at least 100% and up to 1,000% in some cases. Now, it goes on to say that an example of how significant the difference Cuban is making with this new pharmacy can be found in the price drug of imatinib. Is that what it is? Imatinib, which is used to treat leukemia. The retail price is over $9,000 per month. Good night, Irene. And the voucher price is $120. And the CCPDC price is $47 a month. While not all markdowns will come at the rate using this staggering, for instance, a common cholesterol drug goes for $55 and it's going to be sold for under $4. It's still undoubtedly making a difference for the American customers. All right. He told Forbes last year that he originally became involved in the creation of low-cost drug company, that he wanted to, quote, show capitalism can be compassionate. To rely on the compassion of the insanely wealthy is perhaps not the most stable economic system one could imagine, the author wrote, particularly when these sort of events are noteworthy rather than a common occurrence. But if there's no regulation to pharmaceutical price hiking, Cuban is all we've got, the author says. So I'm going to leave the link down below for you to read the rest of that story, but let's just get right into this. Let's get right into it. Okay, so this is Cost Plus. He's got a tab here for providers, medications, contact a doctor, or mission. Let's see what his mission goal is. Let's see what his mission statement is. Okay, it says, this is the guy. Y'all know who he is. Y'all know who he is. All right. So it goes on to say that we started Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company because every American should have access to safe, affordable medicines. And if you don't have insurance or have a high deductible plan, you know that that even the most basic medications can cost a fortune. Many people are spending crazy amounts of money each month just to stay healthy. No American should have to suffer, or worse, because they can't afford the basic prescription medications. If you are fortunate enough to have health insurance with a low deductible, the high cost of drugs is driving up the premiums that you or your employer pay, making getting health insurance expensive and challenging. The Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company takes these problems head on. Shockingly, in the United States, it's not usual for disadvantaged populations to suffer from rampant outbreaks of hookworm. Normally, the drug prescribed for hookworm, albendazole, can cost as much as $500 per course, making the drug out of reach for many in need. So we started by donating more than 10,000 tablets of the medication to cure parasitic infections in the most affected areas of the southern United States. Now, I'm going to be very honest. I don't care who you are. If you're doing a good thing, I'm not going to kick you in the tail. All right? I'm just not. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to kick him, because as far as I'm concerned, he's doing something. All right? He's doing something. Good morning, baby. Timothy Contreras, good morning to you, baby. So he's doing something. Right, Grace me? He's doing something. We can't knock somebody for doing something. Now, I'm not saying that he ain't going to sell it later on. I'm not even going to go through that. But what I will say is that at least he's done something. Because I tell you, when I mentioned my mama, my stepmama, she sometimes has to break her medications down because she can't afford the entire medication even after, what is it, Medicaid, Medicare, whichever one it is, Part A, Part B, Part this or that. She can't afford, I can't think of it right now, but she can't afford the medication even after they kick in. So this right here is allowing us to browse the medications. You guys throw a name in the chat, and I'll pull it up and see what it has. But until you throw a name in the chat, let me pull up something simple here. Okay, hair and skin health. Should I do that? Oh, so here's the comparisons. Okay, let's look at the comparisons. All right. So this right here is doxycycline, and it's for hair and skin. And the retail price is $37.76, and their price is $17.40. So I think that's good. Yeah. There's another one right here that's for the same thing. It looks like it's trimociniloin. You guys count it to my head, not my heart. The retail price is $9.67 and his price is $4.97. Let me come over here and see if you guys have put any prices in the chat for me so that I'm putting any names of products in here so that I can look specifically for you. Hold on just a second. Okay, SYNTHROID. Okay, let me type that in. SYN. Let me write it in first, child, because I'm on the other side. I'm not looking on the StreamYard side. I'm looking literally on the outside in real time. SYNTHROID. Hope I spelled that right. All right. Okay. SYNTHROID. Let's go. Let's see. Is that for the thyroid? Let's see. There it is. Oh, wow. Okay, so the generic is $15.94, which is the retail price. His is $4.20. Let me pull that up for you, baby, so you can see that. Okay. You see that? $4.20. Carlin, how you doing, honey? It's good to see you. SK, what's going on? You too much. I see you, SK. You over there cutting up. All right. Okay, so we got that one. Anybody else can think of another one? I'll go ahead and leave this link for you. Let me put the link down here in the description for you guys. And mods, if you are here, please, if you can, replicate this so that folks can have it. Okay? All right. Here we go. All right, y'all. That's for you. Go ahead and take that. And I'm actually going to come on the outside where you guys are here and put it here too. All right. So it's just on one side. Okay. Same thing. Same thing. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So this is what he's got going on. And I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him. I'm really not, because it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to know that we are a country that we are, and we have the sickest people on the planet. But that's by design. I ain't stupid, and neither are you. Every commercial you watch, take this medication to do this. You're so welcome, baby. Take this medication to do that. Right, Kim? Take this, take that, take that, take that. And you sit up there and you take all that stuff and you sitting down there. You done had your supper and you sitting down there relaxing with your family. You eating a little bit of dessert or something. You go to watch a movie together and you stick your spoon in your mouth as you're eating your delicious cold dessert, whatever it is, whether it be yogurt or whatever. And then all of a sudden you see this thing from an attorney. Hi, we are an attorney for thus and such. And did you take the medication for hangnails 2 years ago? Well, if you did, and you got this, and this, come on and check us out, because we're going to help you get some money. But then you get the other commercial that's telling you it might cause cross-eyed blindness, leaky gut, a limp. Leaky gut, a limp, you got halitosis, you got all kinds of issues. You know what I mean? Your ears are leaking. You get all these kinds of crazy things. You know what I'm saying? You get all these crazy things. And that's basically every commercial you see, specifically because they know what they've unleashed. The hounds they've unleashed. So let's look a little bit for anti-inflammation. Now I'm going to go back to the parasitic thing, because we were just reading the story that he mentioned on the parasite deal. Yeah. Oh, wow. The albendazole generic for Albenza. The full price, the retail price is $6,000. Can you see it? Yeah, $6,565.28, and their price is $453. Do you see that? So I'm not advertising for anybody. We are simply reading this together. That's all we are doing. That's all we are doing. We're just reading this together. All right, we're not trying to hype nobody up. We're not trying to do no ads. We're not doing any of that, but we are just talking. All right, this is my coffee time, and I want to spend it with you. And I should be able to say I do whatever I want to do in that time frame. Okay, this ain't nothing organized. So for people who wanted to be a little organized, I'm sorry, baby, that ain't me today. All right, so let's look. Topamax. All right, let's look at the Topamax. Topamax. This is for what? Seizures. All right, Topamax is normally $24.46 for the retail. It's only $3.90 with Mark. All right, Mark, I ain't mad, big baby. And let's see, there's another one for Lasimitol or Lamictal. Normally 158 bucks, only 840 with Mark. So again, I ain't mad at him. Let's see about heart. Let's check on high blood pressure because a lot of people take high blood pressure medication. Let's see. I thought lisinopril was no longer available. Because my husband was on that until we got him on something else that's totally not none of this. All right, but we can look at this one. Generic for Capve. All right, $132. Capve is only $11.40. So this is what I want to tell you. This is not in any way meant to be a medical show. I'm not telling you what to do medically. I'm not a doctor. If you do anything, please check with your physician for all things medical. Anything dealing with your medicine, anything dealing with your body, anything dealing with your heart, your health, go see your doctor. Okay? Let your doctor, you guys, make the best decision for your health plan. I have to say that. I have to let you know that. Okay? I have to let you know that. So if you've got any issues, if you got any deals, hey Sharon Marie, pretty lady. All right. I just want you guys to know. Go see your doctor. Hey Steve. All right. Go see your doctor. Let your doctor tell you what you need. Okay, Joy, I'll pull that up. I'm gonna pull it back up. I'll pull it back up for you, just so that we can see that. Okay, because that is a good question. But go and see your doctor. This information is not given to you as a replacement to go and see your doctor. It is not given to you as a replacement to be treated. I am not treating you. I am simply reading the news and giving you the accompanying website that matches the story that we just read. Full disclosure, okay? All right, so thank you, Marty. I love you. Thank you, darling. All right, so let's see. I think it was ATV asthma. Let's go to asthma, or is it COPD? We'll see. Okay, that's $169. Montelukast, generic for Singulair, is $6. Theirs here is $169. Let me see, asthma, COPD. Albuterol. $35 from them, $43 from them, and $30 from them for different brands. But I need to get that name brand you just gave me. Let me go back over here and look again. Advair inhaler. Advair inhaler. Let's check it out. Advair inhaler. Do they have inhalers? But that would be under asthma too, though, right? Doesn't look like they have Advair. But what is Singulair? Oh, Singulair. What is that? What is that? Is that Advair? I don't know. Let's look. I know better than this. Having all of that silence. Okay. All right. I don't know, but it says air. Everything got air on the end of it. So you see why I ain't no doctor. You see why I went to school to do what I do. That's it. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, that's his asthma medications. Doesn't look like he has a boatload of them, does it? It says he only have 100. He only has 100. Oh, Proventil, Ventolin, and ProAir. That's what those are. Those are butyral inhalers. Let's see. Blood thinners. Okay. All right. $60 for the generic Plavix. It's only $5.70. Huh. Listen. I'm glad that we all hung out together here. Ronnie Man! What's going on, brother? Alan Davis, I see you sneaking around the corner. I see you. How you doing, Alan? Let's see who's over here. Oh, Janelle White, how are you? I would like to thank you for all, I would like to thank all of you good people. I am a disabled veteran and I get all my meds free. And I know who pays for them, all of you taxpayers. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are so very welcome. And I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for your service. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, to thank somebody for their service, because again, we're not going to walk into something knowing that something is not right. You think my father went to the Air Force? to get involved in stuff over there in Vietnam because because he just, no, he did it because he believed in what he was doing. So I thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you for doing what you've done. Thank you. What you are pointing out, what you are pointing out is the ridiculous markups that most people are paying for these drugs, like dealers stepping on their products. Now, that's from Steve Willis. That's from Steve Willis, who is the executive producer over there on the Lockhart Perspective. But let me tell you, Steve, I also feel when you put all that together, how the dealers are now being stepped on selling the Mary Jane. Yeah. You remember the song, I'm in love with Mary Jane. They're getting a lot of problems right now. And they're getting a lot of problems because everybody is saying how easy it is to go into the Mary Jane business, and it really isn't anymore. They thought that it was. They thought that it was going to be a great way to get Pookie and Ray Ray and them off the streets and into a three-piece suit, or at least a pair of, skateboard shoes and pair of dungarees or something, and let them sell it out of a dispensary, let them do it legal. But no, 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 no. I just found out by somebody very, very close to me who does this stuff, and they are saying that the thing that could get you well is now being really, really hampered down, and they're beating it up. They're not allowing people to come into that business as free as they were a few years ago. Follow me if you guys will. So as he states here, Steve Willis just stated right here, you are so welcome. Thank you. Right here. So you're pointing out the ridiculous markups that most people are paying for these drugs, like dealers stepping on their products. The deal is you're absolutely right. But did you know that in the dispensary business, they were allowing people to come on in, and they thought everybody be able to come on in and be happy, and everybody could do this. You don't have to put Pookie and Ray Ray and them, and you know what I'm saying. And none of them, Bubba, none of them had to go to jail no more for any of this, because now it was legal. And in California, you could have X amount of plants per person per house, and you could do this and you could do that. Well, you can't sell it if you want to be one. They have got so many different roadblocks to people for this right now. And it's amazing to me, because if you would just left the actual item alone, let it alone, not take out stuff and make it, extra cryptochrona like, strong and powerful or whatever, like they're doing in some of these locations. Because remember, there was a patent that they extracted a piece of it, and then they edited it, and then they took a patent. And I think it was forgot what year it was, 60 something, or it was late 60s, where they patented it, and they made it very, very powerful. All right. And so, yeah, Pookie and Ray Ray now, they made it powerful. Not Pookie and Ray Ray, but the government. The government did that. The government didn't do it. Pookie and Ray Ray, they went to jail in the 80s. Yeah, Pookie and Ray Ray now, they went to jail in the 80s. Sad to say it, but some of them are still in there. But anyway, I digress. But what they did is they took that and they tweaked it and they edited it. And when they edited it, that's what people are buying in these places out there. And that's not, people don't know that. And so anytime you edit something and you change it, you can do anything you want to it. And when a person ingests it, they have the control that they want. And so that's why I'm saying, if regular folks are thinking that they're going to be able to get into that business, the cannabis business right now, they're not. And I have very good friends who are in it, and they are talking about, and I may bring my friend on, she was on the Lockhart Perspective a year ago, and we were talking about different things as it relates to some of the events that she had coming up. But what they're doing now is they're making big, big roadblocks where people thought, oh, great, we can come in here and help people get well and healthy, because there are a lot of people, like a lot of folks from Jamaica and a lot of places that use this as tea and use it as a lot of different things, and the herbs heal the body, as the word tells us, right? But these cats are not going to be able to do anything. Yeah, extra cryptochrona like. Okay, so they're not going to be using it to, they're not going to be able to do what they were doing. All right, yeah. So, you know. Yes. Hello, Betty R. How you doing, sis? It's good to see you. And Big B, you done slipped in here on me too. Bob Jones, all y'all done slipped in here and I didn't see you. Hey. You see that? Do you see that? You see that, Karen, how they all just slipped in on us? Ricardo slipped in on us too. I didn't see Ricardo. Hey, Ricardo. Didn't see you. But I see you now. I see you now. So yeah, so now you got a lot of folks who are really, 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 frankly, we wouldn't have to worry about um, having the poor men having the all different types of problems with it. If you take this medication, you're going to have the crossed eyes, you're going to have the bleeding eardrums, you're going to have the leaky gut, the diarrhea. You're going to have gas, bloating, flatulence uncontrollably, embarrassment when when your nose falls off your face, or have you had any of these issues? Wouldn't be any of these recalls, wouldn't be any of these class action suits if the Lites would just go on. Let's sit there. Hey, Zeb. What's going on, Zeb? What's going on? So, yeah, if the Lites just went on ahead and went on. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Wouldn't be no problem. But they got a job to do. They got a job to do. And we understand. You know what I'm saying? Trust a voodoo doctor. Let him rattle some bones and read. But you know what? You funny, Ricardo, because you saying that. But I'm gonna tell you something. When you go hang out with them cats that's giving you all of the stuff, that's exactly what you're doing. You're actually taking your trust and putting in something like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what you're doing, because you're not really knowing. You know what I'm saying? You don't, Ricardo, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so then you get a lot of people that, you get a lot of people that are taking the stuff. And listen, I had a doctor one time, because y'all already know that I have some neurological problems. And so all of y'all who really know me on my channel, y'all know that. But I had a doctor one time when I went into the office way back when this stuff first started happening. And this doctor asked me, okay, well, how's this? And then he gave me this test, and then squeeze this test, and then kick that test, and then close your eye test and blink. And can you make your eyebrow do this? And you know what I'm saying? And can you do that? And is your ankle bone connected to your calf bone? Is your ankle bone connected to your foot bone? And is this that way? And how you feeling? All of the stuff that he was done, and all while he was asking me about these things, he kept writing things like, okay, all right, oh my goodness. Oh, and as he was writing, you're falling apart on me. But he's not just writing inside of my chart. This dude is writing on his pad. That is the prescription pad. This cat let me walk out his office with 14 prescriptions. Real talk, right hand. This cat did that. You hear me, Lisa? This cat wrote 14 prescriptions, but not before he loaded me up with free, quote unquote, free, count them, free samples. Free samples. Okay? Free samples. This dude done gave me free samples. And after that, he said, when them samples run out, you drug dealer, you drug dealer, you. Gave me some free samples. Now, when the free samples run out, here goes some coupons. Threw the coupons on me. Threw the coupons. He threw them on me. You know how you play. If any of you guys know how to play craps, you know how you shake them up real good and you go, ha! When you throw them, that's what he did. He gave me them coupons and he said, here goes some coupons. So when your free samples run out with the left hand, and then he turned over with the right hand and he said, here, here goes some coupons. I got you now, didn't I, girl? You didn't think I was going to come up with them coupons, did you? Hey, I got you some coupons. And this cat had coupons with 75% off. So when I left the office with a Felix bag of tricks, this cat had done loaded my Podunian Burke down with all of these samples. Sample, 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 sample this, sample that. You're falling apart on me, he kept saying. Sample, 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 sample. You're falling apart on me. All while tapping his foot like somebody eating the best, like somebody eating the best peach cobbler they ever had. Like, whoo-wee, I'm gonna get some kickbacks for giving her all of this. Because this cat just came in here the other day from the pharmaceutical company and told me how much I could get if I give out all these coupons. Ooh-wee. This cat gave me the coupons. And after he gave me the coupons, he said, okay, now use this coupon with this right here. I'm going to give you this. So here's the instructions again. I want you to use all these free samples. And I've given you enough for at least 3 months. And then I want you to take these coupons when the samples run out. Okay? Because I'm a good drug dealer. And after you take these coupons, give you between 50 and 75% off, take them with this subscriptions over here. But you can use this up to 1 year. And then when you do that, I want you to come back and see me in 90 days. Make a 90-day appointment. Man, please. You think I went back and saw the cat? That joker thought I'd be living in 90 days if I took all that stuff. I said, okay, thank you so much. Oh my God. You are so awesome. Y'all better behave when you go in there with them folks. But y'all want me to say no to drugs in your over-the-counter culture. Okay, got you. Okay? So that's the deal. That is what he did. And this doctor had been doing this, and people, hey, I mean, come on now. Come on now. Okay? You see? You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what's going on. That's what they did. That's what he did. He had me there. He wrote all these prescriptions, all these things. And the only thing that I really needed was for the inflammation for the seventh cranial nerve, for the Bell's palsy. It's the only thing. I went back. I just went to get that. I went to go get that item. And when I went to go get that item, okay, now squeeze this. Oh my goodness. Oh, this happened. Then I had another one try to give me some stuff called, oh gosh, I can't even think that. I'm going to have to take this down when we're done. I'm going to have to take this down when we're done. Oh boy, I really feel it. I'm just telling you, they try to give you everything. And really what I really feel like is just please leave me alone. I'm not a pincushion. Leave me be. I don't want your stuff. Gee whiz, you can't even go get it. As you get older, you want to go get your annual. You know what I mean? You want to go get your annual. You want to go get your checkup. You want to make sure you're feeling good. You want to make sure all that stuff's good, And I think the reason why they give you these time stamps or time frames to go do it is because they can make money. Okay, all right, yeah, they can make money. And so now what I've done is I just live with the Bell's palsy. I live with the pain. I live with it. I'll take chamomile tea or something like that, but I just live with it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, it happened in 2006, but I don't care no more. It is what it is. A lot of other things have happened because of it, but you know what? The Most High got me. I walked out that office, man. I felt like, gee whiz. And then I cracked up laughing. I got in the car and I said, this cat is a mess. He gave me everything you could think of when I look at how much stuff that cat gave me. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. And you better not tell him. I remember telling like an idiot. I remember telling them that a vitamin that I had been taking at one point worked for me with an issue that I had. And I was like, wow, I'm so happy. My stupid butt. I said, oh my goodness, the combination of these two vitamins have been working really good for me. She says, well, how have you had this taken care of? It didn't, the medicine that I gave you. I said, yeah, well, that was making me sick. I was getting a headache and blase skippy, this and that. Well, what did you do instead? Because I see here that you haven't had the issue in X amount of time. And I'm like, well, yeah. I said, none. I just went and got me some vitamins. And I told her the two vitamins that I was using. Baby, do you know that by the time I was done using that one bottle of vitamin, that I went to go buy it and they had pulled that particular vitamin off of the market. They took that component out of it. The one component that was in it, they took it out. And at first I thought I was tripping, but I wasn't tripping. Them jokers did that. Because you know what? From her pad, all they got to do is go online and just put in the email. Just toot, 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 toot. Just like Linus on the keyboard. Dun, 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 dun. As soon as you're done, they just get on the keyboard and dun, 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 shoot the information to them and say, hey, you know what? She's taking this. This vitamin has this in there. Take this take that component out. I was like, yeah, it was a vitamin for women over 50, but it had a really good component in it, and they took that out. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Listen, I want to let you guys know before I get off here that hey, that song reminded me of that song "Get Off" by Foxy. Foxy, as I go back to the 1980s. Get Off by Foxy. Before I get off, uh, somebody made a comment because I say get off. Uh, okay, I'm getting off the air. You feel me? Anyway, we are having a guest. And now, you know, I made the biggest ruckus of the video that I made with him before. And so we're going to do it again. That's right. Dr. B is coming. Now, he is hilarious. If you guys missed him, because that video I've taken it down because I just didn't like the beginning. I had all the mistakes in the front of it. We're going to do it really, really perfect this time. He's coming and he'll be on the Headlines with a Voice on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And he has a new session that he's doing. It's a class called Got to Give It Up, Baby. Get rid of it. Do you got bloating? Are you bloated? Are you bloated? Are you bloated? You could tell us. It's okay. You're among friends. If you're bloated, if you got something crawling around in your eyeballs and you're seeing it and you don't know why it's crawling around, but you can see it, but can't nobody else see it, and you can see it, but it looks like it's like a microscopic type of something floating in your eyeballs. Do you have all kinds of stuff going on? What's going on with yourself, big baby? Well, he'll be here on Wednesday and we will have a fun time. You know, we have a great time talking, right? And he's hilarious. Ryan, thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And so, yeah, so Dr. B, that's right, Charlie. Dr. B is coming back. He will be here. Samantha Enriquez, I didn't see you slip in. How are you, darling? Yeah, so we're going to see him this Wednesday right here on Headlines with a Voice. He'll be here on Headlines with a Voice, and so we are. I don't know. Maybe I will simulcast it, but I don't know because that causes such confusion. We're doing it this morning because normally we do have our coffee, and so I wanted to invite everybody from Headlines with a Voice, as well as the Lockhart Perspective. Let's all get together and have the coffee. Um, but anyway, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, he will join us. And I'm excited to have him back. He's going to tell us some really good stuff and some good information, of course. Nothing is ever given as a replacement for your physician because, as you know, the doctors know best. And your doctor knows what's best for you. So please consult your physician before you start anything. Before you start anything, please see your doctor before you do anything. I think you should go and talk to him. Sips coffee slowly, but not quietly. All right, so we're going to leave. I'm going to make a couple of commercials for you guys, and you guys will be able to, share it out, show people what's going on. Shauna K is here. Hey, Shauna K, how you doing? It's good to see you. Where you at? Oh, there you go, up yonder. Up yonder. How you doing, Shauna K? It's good to see you, baby. It's good to see you, baby. Yeah, so we gonna hook up with him on this coming Wednesday. Dr. B will be here with Felicia on Wednesday, 126 at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's right. And I really enjoy him. Okay? All right, you guys. So I want you all to remember what we always say on the Felicia Lockhart group on any of our publications and across all media, all social media, it's Felicia Lockhart. Okay? Remember, Bettina named my other channel, The Lockhart Perspective. Okay? And that's now under our umbrella. So we have that. But if you're looking for me on any other form of social media, look up Felicia Lockhart. So you'll do that on Instagram. You'll also do that on Twitter. You can look me up on the one that I don't like the most at all. I mean, they are, I can't stand them. But if it weren't for some of you that use that platform, I would not be there. And as long as I'm getting, people sending me messages over there, I will continue to be there. And that is none other than my nemesis, Facebook. And it is my nemesis specifically because 2016, when I didn't know no better, I was cutting up pretty good for Mr. Naranga. Yes, I was cutting up for Mr. Naranga. I was using all my powers and everything I had to say for the Orange Man. And so they sort of shadow banned me in such a way. But it's okay. It's all right. So if you want to find me anywhere else, you guys can do that. But please, please, please For all of you who have not already done so, please go over to Twitch, subscribe to me there. I went live the other day. I'm learning how to use it, but I will tell you that it is a lot easier than I thought it was. And I believe that as we meet over there more often, we'll be able to, I'll get a little bit better with it. Right, Chef Tango? How are you? How are you? All right, you guys, remember what we always say, that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. Until we see each other again, please continue to take care of yourselves and take care of one another. And please continue to be blessed. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you along the way, helping you to make it through another day. Yeah, everything you need to know that you never knew, that you need to know. Without God perspective.
I've always been a unique person, you know what I mean? Sort of laid back in a way, but very adamant and very passionate about what I believe. I think a lot of times that sort of throws people off because they don't expect me to have the mindset or the process of thought that I do. And so when you come in to watch my channel, you may hear a myriad of thoughts and ideas that could be different from others. What I want you to do is just sit back, like, share, and subscribe.